We have fighting cat. Look at this. Look at that. He's in full fight. Oh no. This one's guarding the house. Good cat. This one's guarding the bikes. Good cat. Now, if you're going to do routine maintenance on your bike, I know my lighting is not that good, but after you pop the top or take off your cowling, you want to take a very close look at the engine even before you touch it. You want to look for leaks. Put your hand underneath there, see if there's any kind of water. Because remember, the radiator is a sealed system, just like the motor is a sealed system. The sealed system is where we have 14 parts air and 1 part fuel coming from your carburetor, going to your intake, through your reed valve, into your motor. It gets exploded in the engine and then goes out the exhaust. Now that's all sealed. Now, if you have a idle problem, this is usually what happens. As I say, this is a sealed air pump. It can be this little motor, it could be a $50,000 tugboat engine. But what happens is, say you have 14 parts air to 1 part fuel. Okay, but you have a little leak. Let's see. But say you have a little leak right there. Well, you start the bike and it works fine. But this leak allows more air to go into the system than should be. So what happens is, instead of 14 parts of air, say you get 25 or 30. What happens is the bike runs for a little while, then it quits because it leans out. It means you have more air in the cylinder than fuel, and you have too much air. Now, as I'm looking, what I want to look for is leaks around the base right here, which I don't see any, but I also see something very interesting. Right down here, and I've already ran my finger, there's a little greasy dust right here. I've already ran my finger on it. There may be some dust on the top of this cover, but there shouldn't be any greasy dust. And that's one thing I'm worried about. Another thing on these cylinders is, like I said, the base gasket and everything, is you want to look down, right down here. If I can do this in my old age, you want to look, zoom out here, you want to look behind the cylinder, right there, and you want to look for leaks. Okay, right there. You shouldn't have any leaks or anything right there. And as I'm looking at it, hell, there might even be a little leak right there. Maybe, maybe not. Then you want to look down here. This is another common problem. If you have an electrical problem, and this is your crankshaft right side, if your seal is leaking to the crank, it's going to let a tiny bit of oil get down in here. And what happens is, that's dust, but the oil, if there's any oil down here or anything else, it'll short these coils. When it shorts the coils, you won't notice it at high speed, but at low speed, you'll notice it at high speed. Now that's just a couple things I look at when I'm taking the motor down. The motor will tell you how it's doing if you only take the time to look for the signs. Now another thing is, you want to pull your spark plug and check and see if it's nice and brown, or if it's too oily, it's got too much fuel. If it's too white, it's leaning out. And now I'm going to take this exhaust pipe off, and I will check it and see if there's any leaks in it, or maybe it's just getting really worn in. It makes, 300 feet in front of me and people are looking at me, and I think it's just a little tad bit too much. But this pipe overall, for a big CC engine, and I purchased this at VT Cycles, very reasonably I might add, and they informed me that it was a very good pipe. I paid for it and they sent it out the next day. That's how good these people are. They're solid gold. So if you have an SR50 like this, check out vtcycles.com. Check out their website. If you don't see what you want on their website, give them a call, but remember, it's Hawaiian time. And another thing, don't call and ask them about a bunch of advice. Alright, they're very busy people. Don't waste their time. Tell them what you need, tell them what they think, ask them what they think, and I believe they ship to America, Canada, And who knows elsewhere, but I always get my parts there. All these parts are from there. Okay, we're going to tear this pipe down and see what we got.